Houston, let's go!
Look at those long legs fly.
There's a party going on around town. It's one rowdy cowboy throwdown here in H-Town, where we're stronger than a hurricane.
What an outstanding competition.
From miles around, the best of the best come here to put their tough to the test. Give it all for gold or go home broke.
Holy smokes, that's a lot of horse.
Welcome to the show, welcome to the home of the world's biggest rodeo, where the stars light up the night underneath that Texas sky.
Look at that.
Are you ready for a ride? Yeah, you better buckle up and hold on tight, where the Bayou City streets meet the country roads. Welcome to
A
the
hard
show.
running steer, but he handles it.
Welcome to the show. That's perfect.
And here we go.
Hello, Houston. Woo! That was a big one tonight,
I
buddy.
think the older you get, the longer you go. You are great.
Oh, my goodness. I'm Bob Tallman. And the guys I forgot to introduce in the other opening, Boyd Polhamus and Andy Seiler, they're the brains of this deal. Last night it jumped on the fact of $2,533,000. Super Series number 1 is behind us. Number 2 is tonight. We'll see how we get the shifts made around. But the competition was awesome yesterday. You get ready tonight.
Yeah, it's actually second round of Super Series 1, and I got my eyes on a bronc rider who's been on a heater, y'all. His name is Dawson Hay. He just won San Antonio, well over 20 grand. Then last night he puts on this show, an 87-point ride for this Canadian saddle bronc rider. And I got to tell you something, folks, I'm believing him in again because I happen to have a secret. He's got a special lucky partner with him tonight. Check this out.
Blow a kiss, honey. Oh, a kiss for me. Can you blow one for the camera? It's so special having my family here, you know. She's my little good luck charm, and yeah, having my wife and daughter here, life couldn't be better.
That's a great good luck charm, isn't it?
Well, there's a great rodeo family in the barrel races, too. Look out for Andrea Busby. On night number 1, she was able to get a check on this roan horse called Derby. Now, it was $1,000, a solid run and a solid time. But, you know, this lady trains a lot of horses, fellas, and the more comfortable her and this pretty roan horse get inside NRG Stadium, I think she can do some very special things with the nights to come.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me if she got faster with every run she made. Let's go to the 4th member of our broadcast team down on the floor. Hi, Janie Johnson.
Hi, Boyd. I'm down here behind the buck and shoots, but across the arena is the star stage where Riley Green will be your rodeo entertainer in just a couple of hours. But before that, we got to kick things off with the tie-down roping. And my pick, well, he's last night's round winner, Kincaid Henry, who's been absolutely a superstar in the tie-down roping for many years in his young career. And he gives so much of the credit to his awesome horse, Mario. This horse is 19 years old this year, has taken him to a national college title, as well as 3 trips to the national finals rodeo. He says that this horse is his greatest blessing in his career and always his go-to horse for Rodeo Houston. Last night he was the last tie-down roper out. Tonight he is first, so he's going to set the pace tonight.
Well, that's his job when you're on the top of the field. Let's start it with the tie-down roping. It is proudly being brought to you by Boot Barn, and you're going to see just exactly what Kincaid Henry did last night. Last guy to go, clocked a 9.5. That was faster than the other 7 guys in the field. Make no mistake, Marty Yates, Tanner Green, Tyler Milligan, they're all going to come swinging for first place tonight. It's always good to get one run under your belt, right, Bob? Right, Andy?
I couldn't agree more. And usually, not every time, but usually, if you win a go-round, that almost guarantees that you advance. Now, you don't want to rest on your laurels with 2 more rounds of competition. And this 6'2" cowboy weighing $185 from Mount Pleasant, Texas understands it. Here is the aforementioned Kincaid Henry, the collegiate champ, the 3-time NFR qualifier, is at it once again. 8.6. That's beautiful, Bobby.
Well, you set it up perfectly after Boyd says, where are we going? And what I'm showing you is he never made a bobble. No mistakes made. Absolutely fluid. Stepping out of here with an 8.6, better than he was last night. Boys, the other 7 better be ready to rope and tie.
So that's what didn't happen last night. Last night you didn't have a real fast time happen early. And that gave Kincaid a chance to kick back and just go, you know what, I can be under 10 seconds and win this night. Now Marty Yates, who finished second last night with a 9.7, he knows 8.6 is in the lead. I don't think he's going to necessarily try to go to be 8.5, but I bet he wants to be in the low 9s or faster and pick up another check. You're looking at a 10-time NFR qualifier, a former reserve champion of the world. Finished second last night with a 9.7. Here comes Yates on the bald-faced horse. Ooh. Now
that opens a door, guys.
Well, yes and no. Yes, you're right. You don't have to sweat Marty Yates. The no part of it is he's already won a couple of grand, so he can come back tomorrow and just place and still have enough money to advance.
When you're 40 years old and you've been to the Wrangler NFR in Vegas 14 times, what else can you say about Hunter Herron except he is consistent? He's won every major rodeo in his career, some of them multiple times. $2.6 million. Now, make up for it tonight. It was in no time. The one thing I worry about Andy Seiler is this. He was packing a leg last night.
He was limping, but let's see if he can come back tonight. Bobbles is slack just a little bit, so he awkwardly catches that calf. And now, just has a little bit of a bobble at the end of it all, and calf kind of halfway tackles him. He will finish and tie the calf at 18-6.
It's such a small thing, and you might have missed it. If we could go back and see it, yeah, but what we want to see is jerk line is working, but that's not the problem. It's the fact that he missed the slack on his rope, and that's how he ended up roping the calf deep. You know, the reason he didn't get a neck catch is he was unable to control the slack, and that left that loop open for the calf to get in the middle, and then on the dismount, a little trouble with the jerk line. Let's just put it this way. This guy is not having a great Super Series, but I'm going to take you back to the Governor's Cup in September in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, the Cinch playoffs. He came in there 16th, hadn't won a dime in the first 2 nights, made it to the final 8, and then won enough money to make it to his NFR. So I'm not counting Hunter Herron out.
It'll be a one-header for him tomorrow night. But tonight, Macon Murphy of Keachai, Louisiana, trying to follow up his $750 payday from opening night. Here's another pass. College champ. Qualified to the National Finals Rodeo just a couple of years ago, and he's got a runner. Hard running calves straight down the line. Strings that front leg, will bring the 3 together, and he's going to be a little bit longer than he was last night with a 14-2. The door is wide open for everybody else, Bobby.
Andy, I agree with you. Boyd prefaces, don't get in a hurry yet. Now I think we could start talking about make a businessman's run. When you said he's chasing him a long ways, Boyd said it. This is a football field for those of you that may be watching this on the Cowboy Channel or any other TV channel. It's a big one and you can go a long ways, but you still got to do it in a hurry. Let's go to Tanner Green, second generation of this Texas culture called rodeo, Boyd.
Yeah, you got to go back to the movie The Great American Cowboy that featured his grandfather, Phil Lyon. His dad, a national finals team roper. He's a former champion of Denver, and now this calf is messing with his plan. You don't get to pick the calf you're going to rope. You don't get to show up earlier than everybody else and go, hey, I got dibs on that one. It's a random draw. The calf that you get, the judges actually randomly draw, and that's the calf you have to rope. This calf didn't stay tied. And so now, out of our first 5 runs, we've got 2 times and 3 no times.
Okay, I think we set our expectations very high after that 8 and 6. So let's all take a deep breath and welcome a past Rodeo Houston champ. Tyler Milligan, Pawhuska, Oklahoma, left here with the biggest payday in 2018. That helped catapult him to 3 different national finals qualifications. 1 Grand Island, Nebraska. Rapid City, South Dakota this year.
There's a good shot, Andy, as you're watching that ball face cap. Look. Now you want her head up. Oh, look out. He knows how to win the money here. Got her little front leg in it. He'll have to go to the bottom.
He was close to the barrier line, too. That has me a little nervous. But he will finish the tie at 15 and 4. If he got out, he did it by a few centimeters. Nope.
Oh, he got it. Watch the horse's chest hit it.
He's going to break that
the rope
barrier.
around the calf's neck was next to break. So now we're going to make him 25 and 4, including.
And for the record, just to clarify to everybody in the room,
Yes.
Hunter Heron's time was actually 18-6 was the official time for Hunter, 14-2 for Macon Murphy. Okay, now we go to this guy. Yeah, it's soft right now, Bruston. The number 8 ranked calf roper in the world from Winter Springs, California. He split the win at Denver with, get this, a time of 7.3. Now, just to give you an idea how big this room is, you could probably fit 5 of the arenas at the National Western inside this room. Another hard-running calf over the 50-yard line, trying to make up time on the ground. And believe it or not, that should move him into the top 2.
It does. I used to watch his dad, Casey Mint. This is quite a family. For all the alma mater Cal Poly people out west in Southern California, there's your boy. Dang, he's a good hand. He works 5 different events. Let's go to the Panhandle of Texas, Andy. Got a 3rd-year member, just 21 years old. The champion at Castle Rock, Colorado, Artesia, New Mexico. Here's a little cash for you.
I can almost guarantee you that he didn't think he was going to ride in the box and think a 10-second run would pay him $2 grand. 11-9, as the boys just pointed out, is sitting number 2. So Cash, after winning nothing in round 1, will try and take his shot. Calf takes a step to the left, and the loop does not go on, and it has fallen apart in the tie-down roping.
So one of the things we talk about at a Super Series is something called a sweep. What is a sweep? That's if you win every round, all 3 rounds in your Super Series. And in Super Series 1, we're going to have a shot at that tomorrow. Of course, you're going to have to be able to catch them. You're going to have to be able to flank them. You're going to have to be able to tie them. And you better have the horsepower. The only guy that has really solidified moving on to the semifinals is going to be the young gun Kincaid Henry. He's going to be the guy that won round 1 and round 2. That gives him $6,000. This is the most important board right here. The 4 highest money winners go on to a semifinals. Kincaid Henry is in. After that, it's a horse race. Hope you're enjoying the tie-down roping. It was brought to you by Boot Barn.
This is the Rodeo Houston Super Series. Here's how it works. We invite 40 of the top athletes in each of our 8 events. They're divided into 5 Super Series. Each one of those events is 3 rounds. At the end of the 3 rounds, the 4 highest money winners advance to one of our 2 semifinals. There are 10 athletes in each of the semifinals. We take the top 4 from semifinal 1 and semifinal 2 and advance them to the championship. The 6 that do not advance from each semifinal round get another chance. They'll go to one of our 2 wildcard competitions. The winner from each wildcard will advance to the championship. They join the others for a shot at the $65,000 with a total purse of over $2.5 million. That's how the revolutionary Rodeo Houston Super Series works.
More rodeo action around the corner with the bareback ride coming up next.
Hey folks, if you're 21 or older, pledge to rodeo responsibly as the Miller Lite designated driver. Check this out. Scan the QR code and you'll receive a complimentary fountain drink or bottle of water. Responsibility has its rewards. Always playing for a safe ride home.
Well, I want to say thank you to Cavender's Boot City. They've been sponsoring our hard-working arena crew. There they are, down there in the dirt, both sides of the chutes, making it all work from behind the scenes. Thank you to Cavender's Boot City.
Captions are available on your mobile device at rodeohouston.com/captions. We'll make it easy for you. Just point your camera at the QR code on the center screens, and it will take you directly to our closed caption mobile app.
Okay, folks, everybody look at the video screen. Everybody look at the big screen, because it's time for the Carnival Cruise Line Cowboy Cam. It's bringing out the Wild West in you. Yeah, that's the oblivious cam. You want it. Oh, hey, looks like you could be in the steer wrestling a little bit later on. Yeah. Yes, sir. Oh, sunglasses. The Cowboy Cam from Carnival Cruise Line.
Inside NRG Stadium, we are back and ready for night number 2. The buck and chutes are loaded for the bareback riding. We see who can take the money from the most physically demanding competition in rodeo, and it is brought to you by Chevron. Who took it on night 1? It was Waylon Bourgeois, the Cajun kid, trying to catapult his career to a trip to Las Vegas, split the win with Montana's Sam Peterson. But we have some good horses and some even better talent here in our first Super Series.
Absolutely. Those two guys split the win with an 86-point ride. Bourgeois of Louisiana, Peterson of Montana. Let's get started with an Alberta, Canada Cowboy, Straubs Jones. Horse is called Zipper Trick. He can buck you off if you don't ride right. Come on, Straubs. Make some money on this horse. They've won Estes Park on this horse with an 87-point ride. And Straubs, who comes in after last night, posted a 79-point ride, get a little bit of the money, is going to drop 3 points as he hangs off to the side right there. It's going to cost him a couple from the judges. 76 is the score for Straubs.
All right, let's see if the winning ways of the Cajun from Church Point, Louisiana, can hang and rattle. This has been a rematch already twice. Had him in Sykeston a year ago, was 84 points. 79 points the second time around right here in Houston. Remember, he's 86 and a half last night. Tied with his traveling partner, Taylor Broussard, is 2 away. Ride a bucket horse for the number 7 ranked man in the world standing.
Knowledge is power. Having that horse on 2 different occasions helps him understand what will be underneath him once he nods his head. You see his toes turned out, a couple of moves from the horse, and Bourgeois is making all the right moves. 85 points for the Louisiana man.
When you're on the road, Boydie, that's rolling on fire.
Yeah, he just won the 154th. That's a lot of years of having a rodeo. We're on 93, but Kissimmee, Florida has one they call the Silver Spurs, and he just won that a week or 2 back. Now to the man who split the win last night, Sam Peterson, Helena, Montana. I love the name of this horse, Naked Baby. Yeah, Bobby T loves him. This is a 43-pointer at the Mountain State Circuit Finals. What do I mean by that? Horses get points on a scale of 1 to 50. Uh-oh. Trouble in paradise. This dude is throwing a lot at the man. They marked that horse 43 out of a possible 50 points at the Mountain State Circuit Finals in Loveland, Colorado. And Bobby T, you can see why.
Well, I want to see what the judges say tonight when that horse at the end of the second jump went in that spin to the right. The kicking quit. When he jumped back out of it, he went to kicking again. Remember, it's half for the horse, half for the man. All right, where are you going to put old Sam, 77? I am not a judge, but that's my opinion.
Esterwood, Louisiana's Taylor Broussard, the crawfish salesman. That's right, sells crawfish on the side when he's not riding bucking horses. Southeastern Circuit Finals champ, Rocky Mountain horse called Be Like Mike.
It's a little better.
I like that horse. So you're going to notice that horse doesn't cover much ground. Andy pointed this out yesterday. When a horse doesn't travel down the arena, they call that kind of stacking up. Now he's kicking out the back end, rearing up on the front end. The Cowboy's doing his job. Broussard answers with an 81.5 point ride for the Esterwood, Louisiana Cowboy, and he's been very consistent. 80.5 last night, 81.5 tonight.
Here is a past world champion, Jess Pope. We asked him, what's it like to have that title?
To have world champion next to my name, it's very special. It's something I've dreamed of and worked for since I was a little bitty kid. And I mean, just the emotions that flooded to me that night and still do, it's truly amazing.
Yeah, there's not many world champion bareback riders in the history of time. He's not only a world champion, the year he won the world championship, he won Rodeo Houston. That was 2022. Three-time national finals champion on a horse called Ruby Girl. Cole Reiner had this horse last summer in Kalispell, Montana, and was 84 points.
Let's just wiggle the slide a little bit. She'll be fine.
Wants him to wiggle the slide gate in front of the horse because he thinks the horse will stand up a little bit better.
Let her go. You watched it last night. He's going to fire those feet tonight, trying to beat these kids behind him. And he's only 5 years older than the rookies.
What are the judges looking for in a spur stroke? First jump out, you want those feet above the horse's shoulders. That's a mark out. From there, your toes need to be turned out. You want your feet to hit the bottom of the horse's neck before his front feet hit the ground. The world champ showing you why he's got a gold buckle. 84 points for the Pope. He's number 2.
Sweet. Another guy being very consistent. 84.5 last night, 84 tonight. And consistency really pays off in a Super Series format. Now we're going to turn to the man from the Badgerland state of Wisconsin. He just got off a big win in Fort Worth where he won the rodeo with a 91.5 point ride. Now his horse is flat plane sitting down on its haunches. He's going to want to see if he can get that horse up maybe just a little bit before he nods. Or if he really wants to be brave, he can nod with the horse squatted like that, but most times Cowboys don't do that. If Dick Pelkey does it.
Scary moment right here. We're easing out. Move the neck rope. Now they're going to pull this horse around. It has a tendency to open up their back and hopefully stand up straight.
Sound like a chiropractor, Bob.
Exactly.
Well, there are times you should do that if you're getting close to them. You can hear the vertebrae pop. We're at Pelkey, Badgerland, Buckaroo. He won $26,000 Boyd, as you alluded to it in Fort Worth. He's already got over 50,000 won for the year in the PRCA standings. What a start. How about that? 65, 70,000 in Houston. They're going to say 80. Now we're 85, 84. That'll put him fourth unofficially.
So Waylon Bourgeois is sitting on top on money right now. 5,500 is how it's projected if he remains number one in the second round of Super Series 1. Let's turn to a guy you'll see in the bull riding in Super Series 2. The all-around hand, Wacy Shala, Arapahoe, Oklahoma. Colorado Cane. Yes. Go on with it, Wacy. Folks, he's just 19 years old from Arapahoe, Oklahoma.
I'll bet his folks are here. His daddy is a past saddle bronc riding champion at Cheyenne.
Well, if he can advance in the bareback riding, he's got to ride some bulls later on in our Super Series competition. He could leave here with a huge payday. 81 points for Wacy Shala on night number 2.
So Janie, I believe, is sitting there with the guy that's winning the round. Hi, Janie.
Hi, Boyd. We have big smiles down here from Waylon Bourgeois. He won the round last night. He's sitting good tonight as well. That was the third time you've had that horse, but the best score so far. How did you take it to the next level here at Rodeo Houston?
Yeah, I got on the horse a couple years ago over here, actually, and also it's this summer at Sykeston, Missouri, and it was the best one yet tonight.
Well, and you're on a roll here at Houston as well. How much do you want that guitar to be the Super Series winner?
Oh, it'd mean the world, you know. We gotta keep winning to get to the end goal at the end of the year.
Well, we gotta sweat it out for one more bareback ride.
It's not over till Cole Reiner rides. Vegas Vacation. $750 last night. And we'll see if the Wyoming man on a horse named after Sin City can
Did
do
that
any
horse
good.
just add insult to injury and kick his hat?
Well, they jerk the flank down, kicks the hat, gets to the wall, and rips him, Boydie.
Scores coming in for Reiner, 83.5, and he will get another paycheck.
Oh, it's one thing to have your latigo and your gloves strapped on. It's another thing to be able to withstand the power and the drop and the pressure that's put on the body 8 seconds at a time. Bareback riding, the most physically demanding sport in the game of rodeo. And Bourgeois continues to dominate in round 2 of Super Series number 1. As the shafts went flying, so did Bourgeois with the 85. Pope in hot pursuit at 84. And here's the money board, the most important one. I can tell you Waylon's moving on to a semifinal. Jess looks good to go as well. Peterson and Reiner all in the conversation, and so is Taylor Broussard. Thank you to Chevron for bringing us the bareback bronc riding.
To the south end of the stadium we will go. Team roping just around the corner.
Thank you to Houston Methodist, our official healthcare providers for the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, and supporters of Rodeo Houston Sports Medicine, caring for our rodeo athletes.
It's autograph time at the Fan Zone, presented by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. Meet our Rodeo Houston athletes, bullfighters, Leon Coffee, Rodeo Royalty, and more in sections 103 and 124. You can also pick up a Rodeo Houston belt buckle.
Now, it's our desire to have you inside NRG Stadium for every performance, but if you can't make it inside the stadium, we've got several ways for you to watch at home. Space City Home Network is carrying every performance. So is the Cowboy Channel, so you don't have to miss any of it. But also, our friends at Telemundo are doing it as well. So let's welcome Enrique and Luis from Telemundo. Hi, guys.
Sí, saludos amigos, Boyd, Bob, Andy, por supuesto, los invitamos que descarguen la aplicación de Telemundo Houston para que nos acompañen aquí durante todo el rodeo, Luis.
Damas y caballeros, realmente ha sido una sección muy interesante, llena de energía, y también estamos hablando de que mucha acción. So, gentlemen, what we're saying is that the second day has been full of energy, lots of action. That's what makes Rodeo Houston so special.
We are back, and she is tuned in, isn't she? Oh, gosh. It's always fun to see the little ones. Team roping. One to the horns, one to the heels. Two cowboys working together to make something special happen, and it's brought to you by Corral Handcrafted Boots. Last night, Brenton Hall, Caden Pro Philly. Boy, did they put on a show with a 5-second flat run. Edged out Tryon and Dunning, Summers and Eves, Rogers and Malon definitely in the conversation.
For the second timed event in a row, the winners of round 1 will start round 2. Brenton and Caden, 4 trips to the National Finals Rodeo between the two. Watched them split the win at the Caldwell Night Rodeo last year. Good steer, everything coming together again. But that head rope was a little loose. Both of those ropes have to be tight as the header and heeler face one another to finish the run. And to add insult to injury, they broke the barrier. So 15 and 6 once they add it all together.
All right, boys, it's a wide open field. I know they're the second team to go, but Tyler Tryon and Denton Dunning, 19 years old, about to rope. And if they didn't see it, let me remind you, they broke the barrier. You need to make this work with a 5-1 like you did last night. They're already in for $3,000. Have another shot at this, guys. You got the money in Fort Worth, San Antonio, and Denver. You beautiful big loop at the heels. Well, they bettered their 5-1 to a 5 flat.
Wow, this is going to be their first trip ever to Rodeo Houston at the age of 19, and they've got ice water in their veins. Watch this dally. We'll smoke that horn a little bit. That's right. You don't want to get your fingers caught between that rope and that saddle horn, or you'll be going home without fingers.
And maybe part of a glove to go with it.
I don't know if we'll see it again later in the highlights, but Denton was sticking his tongue out like Michael Jordan. Flint Summers and Paul Eves. Florida to the horns, Missouri to the heels. Two-time world champion is Eves. Summers, the reigning champion at the National Finals Rodeo. Smart. Paul waited that steer out to make sure that he took a clean hop before he threw his heel loop. That was smart.
You got to think. It happens so fast. Reaction time. Just a nice, smooth run. They didn't try to make more out of the steer than what the steer was. They took what was given to them and made a solid run out of it. So they're sitting solid, projected to win $7,000 after 2 rounds right now. Now there's Tanner Braden. He's on the left of your screen. He's the heeler. Jake Clay. He's the header on the right. They didn't have a time last night, so they're going for broke. Yes.
What about that parking that heel horse at the right time?
Absolutely. And he caught the tail, Bob. That's not easy to do. To
Take 2 seconds off.
Boyd has been vying for that for years. You should get a bonus if you catch the tail. There it is. Tail's in the loop. Nelson Wyatt and Jonathan Torres. Clanton, Alabama, and Ocala, Florida. My hometown for the number 3 team in the world. 2017 Rookie of the Year to the horns. Jonathan Torres. Split the win in Vernal, Utah. And to me, one of the coolest named rodeos in all of the business. The Dinosaur Roundup. They also won the Golden Spike Rodeo, too. Those are some cool prizes to win.
Jonathan got a degree from McNeese State University in criminal justice. Ooh, had to reach. Every now and then you're going to throw a Hail Mary, folks, because you have to. They were 5'8" last night, got a taste of the cash, but the steer was fast getting away from Nelson, so he just had to chunk it.
Now a pair of world champions. Eric Rogers won this rodeo just over a decade ago. Followed that up 3 years later with a world title. Partner with Colin Von On, a two-time world champion. He won the Calgary Stampede team roping, along with a set of silver spurs from Reno. Started off hot, 5 flat, 5-4, 6-4. There's money to be made, guys. Good steer takes a step to the left. We need 2, and we got them. 5 and 3 now puts them third.
It looked on the big screen like he really reached, but he doesn't have any coils left, so he used a lot of rope in a hurry. TNT with Tanner Tomlinson, Mineral Wells, Texas, Travis Gray, Jay, Oklahoma. Yeah, he's got a coil left and he's got a lot of rope out as well. 5 and 6. Now we're getting serious in the consistency. 5 in the field will make them 10. Add 5. And Travis Graves got a pocket full of money and just won $25,000 in Fort Worth.
So yeah, you have to catch both hind feet or you get a 5-second penalty if you miss one of them, and that's what happened to Tomlinson and Graves. Let's go now to the defending champion of Houston. He's on the left of your screen. He won it all last year. Buddy Hawkins working with a 2-time world champion, Chad Masters, to the horns. 11 and 4 last night. No love today. And 2 legendary ropers just had some very unlucky opportunities right here.
So thankful I couldn't place any wagers on the team roping because I would have lost a lot of money tonight. When the guy's chunking it on the head side, trying to catch both feet on the heels. When it happens and you like it, you smoke them as you try to slow it down. Colin takes a look back at another job well done. It's trying and dunning at the top with that 5 flat. But money is how you advance, and that's the board that matters the most. It's trying and dunning with $9,000 in the lead, followed by Hall and Pro Philly. It'll all come down to tomorrow night to see who advances from Super Series #1 in the team roping. Thank you to Corral Boots for bringing us the tandems. Up next, we take you back to the bucket chutes with the Saddle Bronc ride.
Anyone who knows rodeo knows there's nothing more important than safety. That goes for our fans too. The Crown Royal Riders want everyone to make it home safely. As you enjoy Rodeo Houston, please make sure to always assign a designated driver. Crown Royal wants you to drink responsibly. Rain on, Houston.
I want you to check out the best seats in the house. The chute seats. They are presented by Chenier. And they're right behind the bucket chutes. There they are.
A lot of good-looking people in those Chenier chute seats. How about our arena crew? They're pretty handy as well. These are the talented folks that work the gates, the chutes, the equipment, move the barrels. They are sponsored by our friends at Cavender's Boot City. The arena crew does all the dirty work at Rodeo Houston. Hey, everybody look up. Yes, we are glad to see so many good-looking folks come out for tonight's concert and rodeo.
Hello and howdy. It's a nice hat. She doesn't even know she's on camera.
So make sure to catch our spectacular drone show every Saturday and Sunday night, every weekend at 8 p.m. We'll be lighting up the sky over NRG Arena, and it's all presented by ExxonMobil, our drone show. Don't miss it, 8 o'clock Saturday and Sunday nights.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, saddle bronc riding. You watched Bucking Horses a minute ago. Now we changed the equipment, and the bronc riding is sponsored by Energy Transfer. There's the man you met a little earlier with Boyd in the opening. He's the guy to beat from a year ago. Can it happen? Quite likely the way he started this show. Dawson Hay at the top with the money. Lefty Holman. But watch out, Brody Kress is yet to come. Young Regan Smith, Parker Kemper could show you tonight, maybe.
Well, the Louisiana Cowboys had a lot of luck in the bareback riding, so let's start with one of the saddle broncs. Ryder Sanford, woe is me, the Survey horse. There's a lot of no scores on this one, but a little hitch at the beginning of the ride. The horse takes him down the chute. Listen, horses are like kids when you're trying to get them ready for preschool. Sometimes they do what you want, and sometimes they do what they want. Not every trip's the same. But it'll be 74 points, 74 for Ryder to get us started.
So in this middle round of any Super Series, we put out the type of horses that are really hard to ride. And if they're really hard to ride, then it's tough to get a big score. Watch Regan Smith on Hot Mama. This horse was unridden a year ago, and he'll be the first guy to get it done at Rodeo Houston tonight. The guy with $1 million hair, the horse is Hot Mama. That horse bucked off Wade Sundell in Court Shear last year. But not today. Regan Smith shows up in a big way. 80 points for the Hawkeye State Cowboy.
It appears that it's a Dawson Hay night. We have seen Dawson Day years. We have watched the Hay family have decades of great success. But tonight, we're going to be sipping on fire, Andrew. That's hot water.
I think he's going to like this horse, too. They were 83 on this horse at San Antonio, 84 a year ago in Omaha. And Dawson just knows how to dress one up.
Well, he's number 2 in the world at the moment. He's got nearly $70,000 already won. $1,200,000 in his career. Johnny Bell's daddy is doing it again. So nice, so nice.
Yeah. Andy, you couldn't have been more accurate when you said long before he nodded that he knows how to dress one up. How do you dress one up? You throw your feet way up into the mane with your toes turned out. You lift on that rein. You don't pull on it. And the man who won the round last night takes the lead today, 83 points. And the heater continues for Dawson.
Top 10 athlete from Las Cruces, New Mexico. That's Zach Dallas. He just won the National Western in Denver a few weeks back. Was 82.5 last night. That was worth 1,000. Wingman, the horse from Rocky Mountain Rodeo. Bay Horse comes out, takes a duck to the right. You know, I think that horse bucks a lot of guys off when he does that move.
He's not very even, is he, Bobby T?
Well, even would be straight ahead, big circle to the left, big circle to the right. Right there. That is a 90-degree corner with a little glitch right in behind it. And if that doesn't break your style of spurring, I don't know what will. He then eased off over here to our west side. He got through it, but he's only going to be 79 points. Dang it.
Okay. It's third right now, so that's money. Let's go to Brody Kress, Hillsdale, Wyoming, and I have run out of ways to break on this guy. I mean, all he ever does is win first everywhere I go. I don't know about you guys, but this guy wins first a bunch.
Well, he's eighth in the world, so his consistency over the years has earned him $2,200,000. Here you go, carousel. And I'm not talking about being at the carnival either. See there, Andy, at the end of that deal, there's that little swoop right, back right. Did it bother him? Oh, no.
Well, if that's a carousel, it's not a smooth one. Okay, there's a duck, and we're going to dive back to the right, then hop, then skip. 69 points. Tough to get in rhythm with the gray horse.
Yeah, that one was not even at all either. So, again, we said they're going to be difficult to stay on for 8, even maybe a little more difficult to get into the 80s. But I do believe that Parker Kemper, Deer Park, Florida, has got a horse that might be able to get him in the winner's circle. The horse's name is Willie Wonka. Hugh McCorder was 82.5 the National Western on this horse. Parker, 29 years old, Southeastern Circuit Finals champ. Put up 77 last night. Here comes Willie Wonka. Yep. A lot of twist and a lot of turn. And that was a fist fight. Both fighters landed punches, but nobody walked away a winner. Just a lot of different wicked moves. Chasing the front end of that horse. Melbourne, Florida survives with a marking that we're awaiting. We'll get it to you.
So Lefty Holman is climbing aboard. We asked him, how did you get the name Lefty?
I'm supposed to be a left-handed baseball player, but now I'm a right-handed bronc rider, so not the same thing, but rodeo's going pretty good for me.
It's been working out really well for him. He's already crossed the $1 million mark at the age of 26. Won over $300,000 last season. And he's got a horse that Stetson Wright was 86.5 on in San Antonio. And that's Stetson helping him behind the chutes. Lost Hope is the horse from the Serbies, Bobby.
Good mark out, set her up.
Hot pink for green money on
good.
a Wednesday night.
Good mark out, set her up. Gas it, gas it, gas it, gas it.
We got a start. Now let the white boots fly into that bright pink shirt. That's what I said a minute ago. A circle to the left is nice. Maybe not so tight as that one. Backing up real quick, Parker Kemper a moment ago had a no score.
Yeah, I think he either double grabbed or got bucked off before the 8. But right here, with Lefty, the horse is going left, and he rides right-handed. That was obviously his point. He was supposed to be a left-handed pitcher. Turned out to be a right-handed bronc rider, and at 79.5, he'll move into the number 3 spot and round number 2 of Super Series 1.
Alto, Texas, and Logan Cook. Big Bang, a horse they were 84 on at San Antonio. Logan needs the money. 750 to the good on his first one. I like the way things are looking. Another bay horse from the Serbies that stays to the right on a left-handed bronc rider. Turning those toes out. Horse is kicking out the back. How about 86 points and a new leader? Excellent job, Logan.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking down on my notes. Mitch Pollack was bucked off that horse at the National Western. The world champion, Ryder Wright, was bucked off at San Antonio. But nuh-uh. Logan Cook just took him to the top of the board. There's Regan Smith trying to make magic on Hot Mama. Zach Dallas from New Mexico on the wingman. Trying to hang on. Reagan says, I'm safe. And obviously, nonverbal communication tells you everything you need to know. Two friends saying hi. Logan Cook takes the go-around with an 86-point ride. Dawson Hay in the number 2, and here we go again. It's all about who wins the most money in the Super Series, and there sits Dawson. $5,000. Logan Cook's looking good. Lefty Holman's having a good Super Series. Zach Dallas and Regan Smith, that'll be the battle tomorrow. Saddle Bronc Riding, brought to you by Energy Transfer.
We will take a soil sample next with the steer wrestlers here in Houston.
Okay, everybody knows how to text. It's time for the entertainment trivia. I want you to answer the question on the screen correctly for a chance to win season tickets to the 2025 Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. Get after it.
Visit the Fan Zone, presented by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance at sections 103 and 124. See the Rodeo Houston Champion saddles up close at both locations.
All right, everybody, look at the video screens. The Carnival Cruise Line Cowboy Cam. It's bringing out the Wild West in you, and there's our legendary friend, Leon Coffee. How come every time we come to you in the grandstands, you're sitting next to a pretty lady? Huh? How'd you make that work? I know it. Oh, she's pretty in her sunglasses, too. The Carnival Cruise Line Cowboy Game.
Uh-oh, there's an emoji. Hey, we love you guys for coming to the rodeo. It's a beautiful smile.
Oh, my goodness, Mr. America. There's 3 of them. Woo! Good going, boys.
Welcome back to Rodeo Houston, where we dress up when we come to the rodeo. The Patriotic Cowboys are ready to watch the big boys in the steer wrestling. That's right. These are the middle linebackers, folks. It's sponsored by Mattress Firm. And last night, Dalton Massey, the 2023 Rodeo Houston champ, was the first guy to go. Slammed his steer in 5.1 and won the night. Just in front of the Alabama Slammer, Kyle Irwin, Mike McGinn, and the 5-time world champion Tyler Wegas back one spot in front of the reigning champion of the world. Let's get things started with Kyle.
Here comes your slammer. Number 19 in the world now. He'll be pulling numbers off of that one. Beautiful set, how he handled it. All right?
It's almost identical to what he did last night. 6 flat. It's a strong steer, so he's got to hold on just a little bit longer until he can bring that head all the way around. Smart work. It paid him $2,000 last night. Let's see what good it does on this Wednesday.
So Don Payne has been around for a long time. He's been a great cowboy for a while. Qualified for his first national finals rodeo in 2023 and promptly won the NFR championship. He's number 14 in the world as he backs into the box today. 6'4", 245 pounds. He's a bigot. 9-1 last night. Too long, hard-running steer. Hazer too far away, and he's just going to have to live to Bulldog another day. No time for Stephenville, Texas. It was Don Payne.
How big do you have to be to become a world champion? You have to win $1 million? Not necessarily. The next man from Milan, Minnesota, we brag on in a lot of different ways, but with all of the money on his 5th trip that he won in Las Vegas, been there 5 times, he ended up the champion of the world, and he's already back in the number 11 spot, Andy, to run at him again.
There's a lot of great people in our business, and you love to see a good guy win a gold buckle. Here's one of the good guys. Won $160,000 in Las Vegas to win said world title. Comes out from behind the barrier line, a little bump from the hazer. That help paid off. 4.7, and the reigning champ of the world is back in the chat.
You know, we saw this coming with this kid. He came out of high school. He was a middle linebacker and a fullback on his football team. A state qualifier in wrestling, but he almost takes a horn to the teeth. He's able to get that left horn down, and then it's all business for the champion of the world, 4.7. Now let's go to a man who is a 5-time champion of the world. 34-year-old Tyler Wegesbach. Last won Rodeo Houston in 2017. He won the 9th round of the NFR with a 3.9 second run. 4th place money last night with a 7-1. Tyler Wegesbach down on the ground. Look out! Yes. His groundwork is amazing. Come on, everybody. That's a future Hall of Famer right there. 4.4. And Wags takes the lead away from the reigning champion of the world.
When you think about his size to accomplish what he does, it's his style. A lot of guys would like to try to do the same. Wow.
I was just going to say, Bobby T, he is built to do that. You are not fat. Don't you dare say that, Tyler. Matt Reeves of Cross Plains, Texas. The 46-year-old has been helping quite a few of the other steer wrestlers as a hazer. Now, what does that mean? He has a team of horses that he hauls up and down the road, and he makes sure that steer stays straight or comes close enough to the steer wrestler to dismount that horse and throw him to the ground. Whoa! See, the horse heard me talking about it, Bob.
He did it last night, too. Exact same move.
He's not going to waste any time. As the 8-time NFR qualifier and Texas A&M Aggie, make sure that everything is right before he nods his head. 46 years of age, still mixing it up with the pups.
You see Wegesbach standing right behind him. He goes, I'm first, could I be second? There it is, he's watching the cattle.
Oh yeah, I knew you guys weren't going to get away from that. 6 seconds flat. Hey, as you watch this replay on Matt, you know, these guys don't compete against each other as much as they compete against the steer, but we asked our next bulldogger, Mike McGinn, why did you choose steer wrestling?
I roped a little bit, like in high school, and I tried riding saddle broncs, but I outgrew that pretty quick. Steer wrestling's definitely the big guy event, and I fit that category.
At 6'4" and his size, it's hard to ride saddle broncs. Won $1,000 last night. Hard running steer. Ooh. Steer takes a step to the right, horse takes a step to the left, and there's nothing but air and opportunity in between.
With the thousands of cattle that family have worked, that is not the first time Mike McGinn reached for something and didn't get a hold of it.
See the hazer trying to bump the steer over? Just couldn't get him over in time. He's reaching. The hazer's trying to move his horse over to bump the steer in. And the best laid plans of mice and men often go astray. Ramona, Kansas rides in next. Here's another begging 4-time NFR qualifier. He's had a good season so far. He picked up checks in San Antonio. He picked up a check in Fort Worth. Tanner Bruner, been to 6 rodeos in 2025. This will be his 7th. Just saw a quick look at that leaderboard. It's a lot faster today than it was last night. Former standout at Kansas State University, so here comes the Wildcat.
You just saw Matt Reeves 1 run ago. He has switched horses and will be hazing. So he barely got to catch his breath, and now he's going to try to help Tanner. Down in the hole. Bring the steer around. And the brindle falls at the speed of smell to the tune at 6 and 5.
Nobody's going to want that steer when he's put out later in the rodeo. You draw that brindle, you know that he's not going to fall fast. So now we turn to the guy who started the rodeo last night, the first steer wrestler to go and ended up winning the round. This is Dalton Massey, the 2023 Rodeo Houston champion. 6'1", 200 pounds. He's already won 3,000. It would take a 4.3 to keep him in contention for a sweep. Massey, left horn down, nose up. Remember, all 4 legs in the nose have to lie in the same direction. That's why he had to let that steer up and throw him again. You'll notice the field flag judge, the guy with the orange flag on the horse, that stops the time once all 4 legs in the nose are lying in the same direction. He's like, nope, never got it, never got it. You got to get him up. Try this again. And then finally it worked. 10-3 for Dalton Massey.
Well, you can see the disappointment in him as he's walking away, but let's go back to the 5-time champion of the world. When you get aggressive to look down, the rest of your body better jump with it. That's a little dangerous. Here's Matt Reeves, who walked away with a limp. And Wagaspack, he holds him tonight. He is at $3,750. Then Struckness, then Irwin, and then Matt Reeves. He's hanging on from Cross Plains, Texas. Here's the big mark, folks.
Here's how you advance. Wagaspack, the 5-time world champ, at the top of nearly $4 grand, followed by Massey, Irwin, and Strucksness. But we say thank you to Mattress Firm. They brought us the steer wrestling.
The horse race is coming your way next. The ladies in the barrel racing when we return.
The fun doesn't stop after tonight's concert. Get your adrenaline rush or play some games at the Carnival presented by First Community. Taste award-winning wines from around the world at Champion Wine Garden presented by Frost. If you're 21 and over, enjoy dancing and live music at the Hideout every night from 6 p.m. until midnight. Looking for a casual or fine dining experience? The Ranch Saloon and Steakhouse has got you covered. Enjoy some live music and grab an ice-cold beer at the Miller Lite Ice House. Unwind with a drink as you enjoy a live DJ at the Topo Chico Hard Seltzers Oasis. So stick around, there's plenty to do and something for everyone at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
Check the screens for the answer to the trivia question. The winner will be announced on March 23rd.
Welcome back to Rodeo Houston. The 3 barrels are set in the clover leaf pattern, and we are ready for the fastest event in professional rodeo. The ladies barrel racing starts now.
Yes, it does. And it was quite the race last night. Very heated. And as we stack up your barrel racers for night number 2, we say thanks to S&B Engineers and Constructors. Paige Jones, the cowgirl from Wayne, Oklahoma. 14:59, just 1/100th of a second faster than the legendary Lisa Lockhart. So I look forward to watching those 2 cowgirls compete again. Busby, the champ of Fort Worth, and then Michelle Alley rounding out the top 4.
First cowgirl to go needs to get greedy. Caitlin Scott of Odessa, Texas, from the Sandhills of the Lone Star State. Number 7 in the world, turquoise circuit champ, was 14.90 on her first one. Bay Horse has figured this pin out. Final turn, she leaves it standing. Let's go. Stopping the clock in a 14.69, nearly 3/10 of a second quicker. Now we're cooking.
Well, that might have something to do with running on the top of the ground, fresh tracks. Horse had no other tracks to step in. Let's go to Michelle Alley. Madisonville, Texas. Not very far. Oh, that was overreaction. overreacted, over-recovered, smoothed it out on the second one. She ran an 82 on a 14 last night. There's that get a whip down, 14.68. How good would that have been if she'd have had a better first barrel? Goes to the lead by 1/140.
Down the alley quarter horses. She's originally from Tabor, South Dakota. Moved to Texas to train. Now to Jolene Montgomery. Originally from the great state of Ohio, she graduated from Ohio State University. She's a futurity trainer, now living in Pernin, Texas. Can't do that. You can touch them, you just can't tip them. Because if you tip them, they're going to fine you. Yeah. With what? With seconds. A 5-second penalty turns 1482 into a 1982, which is a whale of a year, just for the record.
I heard it was a good vintage. Two-time world champion, two-time Rodeo Houston champion, Lindsey Sears, the Canadian turned Texan, now living in Lipan. She's won over $1.5 million. Stout Zarl horse underneath her. Two smooth turns. Come on, Linz. Down to the middle she goes. Now back up the alley. Looking to the line. 14.97. 14.97 for Lindsey.
Yes, I can hear those horses' hoofbeats thundering as they make each turn. Good job for Lindsey. It's always great to see a world champion and a Houston champ. Go down to Janie Johnson, see what she's seen so far. Janie, what do you think?
Boyd, it's been an awesome barrel race so far, and as we just saw, it can come down to 1/100th of a second. That's faster than the blink of an eye. As we take a look at Michelle Alley, this horse Stiletto, this is a young horse and a really difficult setup. She made sure Stiletto saw that first barrel. They were a little close. You can bobble a barrel, you just can't knock them over. But you're gonna see just how close these races were between Caitlin Scott and Michelle Alley. 1/100th of a second. They're in perfect timing between the first and second barrel. Caitlin runs to the left, Michelle runs to the right. It is completely optional on which direction you go first. And then they are head to head as they go into that third barrel. They wrap it, and then in perfect timing, running home from the third barrel. You can tell it was just a hairline crossing that timeline. Caitlin Scott with a 14.69, Michelle Alley with a 14.68, currently in the lead. But we still have 4 amazing barrel racers left to go, including our winner from last night, Paige Jones.
Yeah, and that's what we mean by winning it by a nose. Here's the lady that was 14.59. Now, everybody has been faster tonight than they were last night. I wonder if Paige can keep that going. Wayne, Oklahoma, heads to the right-hand barrel first. Got to follow up with 2 left-hand turns. Watch the horse's ears pop forward when it sees the barrel. He knows it's time to do his job. This is a good, smooth run. And 14.64 is good enough to give her the lead, and if she hangs on, she's got a shot to sweep.
Well, we'll see what happens with the North Texas lady. I love bragging on this lady and her husband, the horses they raise, the horses she trains. This is Andrea Busby of the Busby Quarter Horses at Brock, Texas. She has been a winner in Fort Worth for $26,000 on this roan horse. Andy talked about the horse called Derby. Dang it.
I think it all a little, kind of like if you're a football team and you go 3 and out on your first drive. Coming into this first barrel, she has a little trouble coming out, and then that affects her approach to the second. That's a heartbreaker for Andrea, 2023, including the penalty.
We turn now to a legend from Ulrich, South Dakota. Biggest shock to me is she's never won a world title. Lisa Lockhart, $3.7 million in 18 trips to the National Finals Rodeo. She was 14.60 last night. If she could do that again, she would move to the lead. Watch the buckskin horse, 14.55, and now she's in the driver's seat.
Oh, isn't she fun? I mean, all that lady does is train and ride and win. Great job for the mother. Her husband's a pretty good tie-down roper as well. Now we go to the entrepreneur, Fallon Taylor. World champion from 2014, 7-time NFR qualifier. Fallon gets a bead on that third and final barrel, and now heads for the house. She was 15:29 last night, 15:11 today. Faster than last night, but not fast enough to get her a big check.
Stark difference between rounds 1 and 2 as the horses and competitors get more comfortable. Once that flag drops, it all begins. As that horse tips the barrel with its nose, the roan horse hits it with its shoulder. You need it to stay standing. Fallon understands that better than most. As horse and rider give it all to try and cross the line for the fastest time. Tonight, Lisa had just that, 14:55. That was worth $3,000.
Overall, for the big money, Lisa Lockhart now at 5, tied with Paige Jones. That'll make it interesting coming back in here tomorrow. Allie, Scott, Busby, they've all got a check as well. That's what it's all about for the ladies barrel racing, with a thank you to S&B Engineers and Constructors.
So from one cowgirl contest to another, the breakaway roping is about to happen, and it happens fast. It's brought to you by Oxy. Looking back, it took a 3-9 from Shayla Hall to win the opening round of Super Series number 1. We had some calves that could really run, and I'm sure they're going to do it again today. Tiana Gray, Bailey Bates, and Taylor Munsell rounding out the top 4. Remember, the 4 highest money winners move directly to a semifinal. We start with Tiana Gray. She was second last night with a 4-2. She owns a structural pipe business. Went to her first NFR last year, and she's number 6 in the world standings as we speak today. 6-1 or faster to get a top 4 check. But just like the barrel racing, we expect these times to get faster as well. Oh, that's a rare miss from the Eastern New Mexico University grad. Nope, no time for Tiana.
You guys remind me to keep my wallet in my pocket. I'm not betting on the ropers anymore because I would be broke.
Now go ahead and just bet a 20 on this one right now.
I don't carry 20s anymore. J.J. Hampton.
Too heavy?
Stephenville, Texas. The 17-time world champ was a surprise of the night with a no time on Tuesday. But Wednesday is brand new. Love this format because you get 3 chances. So here's her second one. See the intensity of the young lady that's in the Texas Cowboy Hall of Fame. Staring this calf down, long reach. There you go, JJ. 4-4 as Bobby T, the Prophet, pays off.
Well, you've got to take into consideration, you watched a nephew of hers rope, Marty Yates in the calf roping. That lady is multi-talented, worked 3 different events, and she's a fan favorite. She's waving to them all the way out of here like Reba did last night.
Taylor Munsell, number 10 in the world, Alva, Oklahoma, has a master's degree in education. And she's about to put on a clinic for everybody else. 6-1 last night, won the 4th hole. How about that? Tell me she's clean at the line. Please tell me please tell me there's no barrier. Because if it isn't, it's the fastest roping time in the breakaway of the rodeo. 2.6 for Taylor Munsell. Watch this. I mean, she got out like a bandit. That was so close. Oh, I mean like a bandit.
To put things in perspective, that is less than half of a second off the arena record, and it's Super Series 1. Shayla Hall of Stephenville, Texas. We saw Mr. Hall in the team roping. She left here last night with $3,000. The winner at Kadoka, South Dakota, Also took the title in Hempstead. Takes one more deep breath. You see the ears pointed forward on the sorrel horse. A hard running calf for Shayla. It does not go on no time. From first to a no time, Bob.
Well, that's going to even it up. Those that have been in the wins are behind. Those that won nothing are now catching up. Let's go to Bailey Bates, Tohatchee, New Mexico. From old Tohatchee, this lady is an Indian National Finals. Whoa, champion. Woo, darn it. Flat loop. Did not get the slack pulled at the right time, and the calf run right through it for a no time.
Couldn't get her slack as quick as she wanted it. Okay. Hey, heads up to the next three cowgirls who didn't have a good luck last night. They're opening the door in round 2 for y'all to go through it. Kayla Graham, she was 1.9 at the WPRA Finals. She's number 9 in the world. From Cameron, Texas, the CPA. Make a smooth run? No. Okay. We've ran 6. We've had 2 qualified runs and 4 no times.
All right, I want to make this rookie, Maylee Wade, feel right at home.
Okay.
How are you going to do that?
She comes from White, Georgia, population 611. It is known as the friendliest mile in the Peach State.
How do you know this?
I looked it up.
Okay. So what would what would cause you to go,
Just wanted to learn a little bit more about the young lady on the roan. She takes the calf to the other end, and it is not friendly. Dang it.
Well, Andy, if that be the case about that mile, I want to give you my quote I gave you before the show tonight. Kindness is, what did I tell you?
I don't know.
Kindness
it's your
is
quote.
Kindness is the sound that the deaf can hear and the blind can see. Oh, that's pretty kindness right there. Take that one on, boys.
Well, Bo Peterson is going to break the barrier. That's right. Add 10 seconds to a 3 and 6.
Yeah, she's going to make money with that. That's one way to get your sparkle on. You get money even when you break a barrier. I mean, you're not fully dressed without a smile, and she's got a smile. Way to go, Bo Peterson. Hey, there's JJ. Oh, get that rope speed up. That is Shayla. Throw it! And it works. Yeah, to the victor go the spoils. Blue eyes match the blue shirt, and that is one of the most fan-friendly athletes in all of rodeo, JJ Hampton. Only 3 were able to catch, but they're all going to take home cash. Munsell, Hampton, how about the advancers?
This is how you get out of Super Series 1. Munsell is at the top, followed by Hall, Gray, and Hampton. We'll see who advances tomorrow night, thanks to Oxy, bringing us our breakaway ropers.
Coming up next, everybody get ready. It's the bull riding.
See those busy men and women working the gates and setting up the equipment? Let's say a big thank you to Cavender's Boot City. They sponsor our hard-working arena crew.
And they do work hard. There's no doubt about that.
Here in Houston, the Houston Methodist Sports Medicine Group is crucial. They keep us loosened up, and they're always ahead of an injury before we even have it. So without them, it would be tough to get on as many as we do. You get on 3 of the rankest horses in the world 3 days in a row here, plus semifinals and short round, and without them, it would be tough. So thank you to Houston Methodist.
Yeah, those are good people. Here's something you need to do, folks. Visit the Fan Zone. presented by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, you'll find two places, 103 and 123. You can take a picture with your favorite rodeo stars, get an autograph, or even pick up your own Rodeo Houston belt buckle. The Bulldoggers are waiting to meet all of you beautiful people, so go up there and meet them in the fan zone.
A lot of excitement here inside NRG Stadium, and we've got a reason to be excited. It's bull riding time on Military Appreciation Night as we say thank you to Rock and Roll Denim for bringing us the Cowboys trying to ride the Buckers. Brody Erie started off with a bang, an 8-second qualification, being only one of two men to ride on night one. That garnered him $3,000. So there is plenty of opportunity for world champion Stetson Wright. Rookie of the Year, Cooper James was the Rookie of the Year. But multiple national finals qualifiers in there wanting a piece of the action.
All right, you win first, then you win 10 times. The man on the left, as your bullfighters are featured, is a 10-time Bullfighter of the Year. We call him the GOAT, Dusty Duckness. We keep referencing the National Finals Rodeo. Las Vegas, Nevada, the man in the middle, Nate Justice, a regular in that arena. And ladies and gentlemen, maybe the hottest kid on the block. Not new, but he is good. Mo Sheets, a welcome to you. There's a barrel in the arena for the protection of the Cowboys and the protection of this man. We welcome an Oklahoman tonight. Please say hello to John Harrison. You ready, buddy? Reel him in. He said, take it away. You got her.
Brody Erie of Morgan Mill, Texas, our champ from night number one. Got a rematch on the bull called Vitalix Bandolero. This bull bucked him off in San Antonio. But Mason Moody, same Super Series, and a man you're going to meet in a minute, rode this bull in San Antonio. So he is rideable. But he has a little ill disposition. Hope you don't have to meet that bull, John.
So Cooper, you talk about a rookie who really made an impression last year. This guy won $212,000, folks. Think about that. 10 nights, 8 seconds a night in Las Vegas.
Is that all you got, Brody?
And he went on to win the 5th round with an 88.5, the 7th round with an 88. And Cooper's just 19 years old. He's the reigning Rookie of the Year in the bull riding. Big kid, too. 6'1", 170 pounds. That's pretty big.
Smash, smash, smash. Smash, smash, smash.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. The only thing missing is you, Houston, Texas. The bull got dizzy. He's about to fall down. Nice job, Cooper, the first man to hear the whistle. 79 points. So let's go now to Mason Moody. He rode a bull last night that he hadn't ridden in the 2 previous attempts. How did he get even?
You know, you kind of get to see your draw and you're like, you know, you're 0 for 2 on that bull, but at the end of the day, we're supposed to ride them all, and, you know, you got to show up here and do your job, and, I mean, that's what I came here to do, and luckily got it done last night.
It's a national finals bull he's talking about. I call him white trash. Yeah, he's talking to us, too. The rematch on this bull. He was 75 on him in Omaha. Look out, bullfighters.
Wow. Did you see that bull reach out with his right foot and try to strike at him?
Man, it was just outstanding cowboy protection. Friends, we don't give our bullfighters enough credit. He's going to go down in the well. What's that mean? The direction of the spin. So when he goes down, watch Tuckness. Tuckness is going to jump over the cowboy to get between him and the bull, to keep the bull from getting to the cowboy. Then the bull gets his horn under Dusty's jersey. But believe me, Mason doesn't get away safe if Dusty Tuckness doesn't do his job. Let's hear it for the GOAT. He is the greatest of all time.
Love the way Mason threw his leg over the chute there at the very end too. Grab whatever you can. Brody Erie, 27-year-old, we go back to him. This bull bucked him off in San Antonio, and you see why. Dusty is right back at it. Adjusts his protection vest and does it again.
Yeah, Dusty, I mean, we really appreciate it. But seriously, bud, you know, the same thing, he had this bull 2 weeks ago in San Antonio. Same thing happened there. Brody lasted for 1.7 seconds in San Antonio, and now he was trying to get even. And there's Dusty going, hey, buddy, can't we just be friends?
I think that one popped him in the chops with that right horn.
And he's holding his left wrist.
He'll have tape on both arms tomorrow. All right, Trey Kimsey, it's time for you to come alive at the right rodeo for the season. At the age of 26, one of two bull riding boys in Ted Kimsey's family. He's won $500,000, but Brimstone may have a different idea.
Be the perfect bull for Trey to come back on. They were 83 on this bull in Denver, 84.5 in Fort Madison. Was 79 at the top. Trey could just make the ride we've seen him make for the past 5 or 6 years. 79 would be in trouble. Four-time NFR qualifier. He's going to re-pull his rope.
It looks like he's going to re-pull. Hey, the guy that's leading it right now is Cooper James. Jamie Johnson has him right now.
Cooper James in an awesome qualified ride, but last year was your rookie season, so this is your first trip ever to Rodeo Houston. You always say show them the love. What do you think about showing Rodeo Houston some love tonight?
I love it. I love Houston. This is for you.
And an awesome bull ride as well. How difficult was that bull for you tonight?
Not too difficult, just good one around to the left, kind of one you could pick on, and that's what I tried to do, but 79 kind of reflected, but
Thanks,
we're in for tomorrow.
Awesome ride, though. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cooper. Thanks, Janie. Folks, you didn't get to see that in the clock, but it's an 8-second ride you've got to make, and he rode for 7.95 seconds. If you don't get to the 8-second whistle, you don't get a score. So I'm hoping Houston will be good to a great young man named Trey Kimsey. Thank you.
The bull is culprit. They were 85 on him here 1 year ago. And the man, that young, smiling Klamath Falls, Oregon resident, is TJ Gray. He's number 5 in the world. On the Snake River Stampede and the Cheyenne Frontier Days last year. Bull's going around to the right.
Woo. Little nub horn bull called the culprit. Now we know why they call him the culprit. That bull's 13-5. They average 85 points if you get to the whistle. And TJ was on his way to that. That's a Rocky Mountain bucking bull. And he's talking to Binion, saying he's okay. Let's go to Elijah Gore in Moorhaven, Florida.
Well, let's do Rocky Mountain Rodeo bull called Thor.
Everything you got.
Moorhaven, Florida. Some of the more beautiful country in your country, Andy. 35th in the world standings right now. That's a smidgen of money. But at the age of 20, last year he got him in Kissimmee, Jacksonville, Davie, Southeast Circuit champion. To a kid like this right now, money's not all important till you get in the top 10.
Well, he's as country as cornbread, I can promise you that. Won Bonifay, Florida as well, as Thor takes him around to the left, away from his hand. No quit in this South Florida cowboy. The man in pink. He brought his chaps and his riding pants tonight. Look out, we're on top of the barrel. What do you say for Elijah? He now moves to the top, gentlemen. 82.5 for the South Florida man.
It was worth the backflip just to add, to make the frosting on the cake. Oh, he did to hammer him down when it was over.
Got a question for you two. What Floridian does the better backflip? Ernie Corson or Elijah Jor?
I think Ernie, just because he's older.
Okay, yeah, all right, we'll go with Ernie.
Got longer hair.
Let's turn to Tristan Mize. He's a Texan. Anybody here from Texas? This kid's from up the road in Bryan, Texas. Straight up Highway 6. He's got a bull called Caddyshack. Rocky Mountain Rodeo with a 28-year-old veteran. Come on, Tristan, make your move. So the bulls are winning. We're trying to get our sparkle on, I'm telling you. Trying.
This young man wakes up every day with a smile on his face, and he's got 8 gold buckles that keep him smiling. We're talking about Stetson Wright of Beaver, Utah. That's right, a past Rodeo Houston champion who's won over $2.4 million. And to add to that total, he just won San Antonio just over a week ago. The bull has spilled communion on Ash Wednesday. Keep using that free arm, Stetson. Bull getting up in the air. The world champ's got him.
Folks, you can see the try. The worse it gets, the harder he tries.
It is so good for our rodeo industry to have him back. Folks, he's missed the last year because of a shattered hamstring. Some doctors told him he'd never ride again. And now the 25-year-old cowboy is now #1 in the world in the bull riding, #1 in the world in the all-around. Welcome back, Stetson Wright. 85.5 points.
Look at that grin behind that helmet. That faceplate's not going to do you any good. Let's get whacked with a horn. Right here, Stetson, whoa, way over the front, recovers and comes back. Not the way you want to land in the back of your neck. The G-force of that bull pitching you out of there. But tonight it was about that man, the GOAT, the greatest of all times, Dusty Tuckness. He took the hits, and then we get a backflip to make it work. That's awesome, Elijah Gore. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a bull riding with a big smile. Stetson tonight, $3,000 at the top, 2 and 1 for Gore and James.
But so far in Super Series 1, there's still room to advance. Wright and Urey share the top spot. Gore and Moody battling for 3rd and 4th. It'll come down to the final round tomorrow. Thank you to Rock and Roll Denim for bringing us the bull riding.